Hello again, and welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. If you're listening to this, it means something within you is awakening. Something that's been quietly waiting to be seen, to be heard, and maybe even to be loved back into life. In our last episode, we talked about the deep self, the part of you that exists beneath the roles you play or the things you achieve. And today, we're going to take a closer look at the layers that often cover that deeper self. We're going to talk about the masks we wear. Not literal masks, of course, but the emotional and social ones, the personas we put on to feel safe, to be liked, or to avoid pain. These masks can become so familiar that we forget we're wearing them. And after a while, they start to feel like our real face. But they're not. And if you're tired, disconnected, or unsure of who you are beneath it all, this conversation is for you. What are the masks we wear? A mask is any version of ourselves that we present to the world in order to fit in, succeed, or protect ourselves from being hurt. They're not always bad. Sometimes they help us survive. But over time, if we wear them too long, we begin to lose touch with our true emotions, desires, and needs. Some common masks include the achiever, always performing, always striving to do more, be more, accomplish more. The caregiver, always available, always giving, even when depleted. The nice one, always pleasant, agreeable, avoiding conflict at all costs. The strong one, always in control, never vulnerable, always fine. Do any of these feel familiar to you? These masks develop early. Maybe you were praised only when you excelled, or you were loved for being helpful but not for being sad or angry. Maybe you learned to stay quiet to avoid being rejected. Over time, these patterns become identity. But they are not your true identity. They are strategies. And behind every strategy is a story. Why do we wear masks? At their root, masks are about protection. Somewhere along the way, we learned that being our full, honest self didn't feel safe. Maybe our vulnerability wasn't met with kindness. Maybe we were told directly or indirectly that parts of us were too much, or not enough. And so we adapted. We shaped ourselves into what we believed others wanted us to be. That's not weakness. That's intelligence. That's resilience. But the problem comes when we forget we're wearing the mask and start believing that's all we are. We begin to disconnect from our true feelings. We might feel numb or stuck or restless without knowing why. We may feel deeply lonely, even in relationships, because no one really sees the real us. Not even we do. This is why it's so important to notice the masks. Not to blame ourselves, but to begin remembering who we are beneath them. What happens when we live behind a mask? Wearing a mask day after day can lead to emotional exhaustion, identity confusion, shallow relationships, chronic anxiety or perfectionism, a deep sense of emptiness. Because no matter how much we keep it together, we know deep down that something's missing. We long to be seen, not just for our roles or our usefulness, but for our hearts, for our messy, real, beautiful inner world. How do we begin to remove the mask? Gently, slowly, with compassion. This is not about tearing down your defenses overnight. It's about beginning to notice the moments when you're not being fully honest with yourself or others. Start by asking, what role am I playing right now? What am I afraid would happen if I stopped? What part of me wants to be seen but feels unsafe? These are powerful questions, and they invite a process of inner listening. Sometimes just naming the mask loosens its grip. You don't have to force yourself to be vulnerable everywhere, but you can begin by being more real in safe spaces with people who have earned your trust, or even just in your journal. Every small act of truth-telling is a step toward wholeness. A gentle practice. Let's try a short practice together. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes if you can. Take a slow, deep breath. Let it out gently. Now, ask yourself, what mask do I wear most often? See what arises. Don't judge it. Just notice it. Then ask, what would it feel like to put that mask down just for a moment? Breathe into that space. Let yourself feel what's beneath the mask without trying to fix it. You might feel raw. You might feel peaceful. You might feel nothing at all. Whatever is there, let it be enough. This is the beginning of return. Closing words. You are not your mask. You never were. You are not here to perform. You are here to be. And every time you allow your true self to breathe, you take one step closer to healing. In our next episode, we'll talk about the false self, the deeper structure that keeps us stuck in old roles, and how to begin dismantling it with love. But for now, let this truth settle in. You are already enough. You are already worthy. And you are allowed to be real. Until next time, take gentle care of your inner world.